Well, good morning and welcome to Tale of Two Thrifters, the Spark Driver Edition. It is almost 6 a.m. so I'm waiting for the Spark app to tell me if there's any offers. So it'll pop up there, give me some popular times for the day, and I can either go out towards Walmart, hang around, and wait for an offer to pop, or just stay at home, do what I need to do, because Walmart's literally 5 minutes away from me. So I'm going to go ahead and get over to Walmart and see if anything pops. So I've got to remember to open up my Stride app and track my mileage. So here's a little screen recording of it, and you can see how it'll change. And basically it tracks what your tax deductions are depending on the category of driving that you're doing. Kind of a wet day. I think it was raining all night, so may have some challenges. People usually like to Spark around here for, well, the customer base actually is they'll live a ways away from Walmart. You know, it could be 15, 20 minutes, but a lot of the times they're living in the country on gravel roads. Some are just hard-packed dirt roads, and some of them get really muddy. And I'm amazed that Jen's little SUV is able to get through it pretty well. So anyway, you can see how the Stride app is kind of ticking up the cost or the deductions for taxes. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you that real quick. Yeah, sometimes I'm waiting 40 minutes for an offer to come through. Other times, as soon as I turn on the app, an offer will pop up immediately. So hopefully I'll be able to capture some of that on my phone and be able to share it with you. All right, so I just got an offer for $36.88, and it says 4 stops, which will cover 10.6 miles and take up 47 minutes of my time. And the 4 stops is a little bit misleading because the first stop is going to be Walmart, and then the other 3 stops are going to be customer stops. So we're going to go ahead and pull into the driver pickup zone. And every Walmart has a place where the Spark drivers can go. It's usually on one end of the building or the other. And when you pull in, it's going to ask you which parking spot that you're in, and then the Walmart associate will bring the totes out and load up your vehicle. And in this particular case, because I've got 3 stops, I'm going to need 3 areas in my vehicle. So one's going to be in the back, the way back in the cargo area. The second area is going to be in the back seat, and the third area is going to be in the front seat. So hopefully I don't have so many items that it just overflows. So anyway, we'll see what happens. The pickup time is at 6:45, and it is currently 6:32. Current ETA shows 6:36. I'm in the Walmart parking lot. It's not going to take me you know, it says 4 minutes to get over there. There's no way. It's going to take me like 30 seconds to get over to the pickup area. But I can get over there early. I'm ready. And there are going to be times too, and I know this is probably a lot of information, but whenever you get a trip or an offer that you accept, it could change after you accept it. So even though it's a $36.88 with a 4-stop trip, it could drop. One of those customers may cancel their orders, so it goes from $36.88 to something less, and instead of 4 stops, it'll show 3 stops, and you know, it could continue. I've had trips where it's completely canceled before, so that's not surprising. So this is a pickup order. I do get a lot of shopping orders where I actually go into the store, and I'll show you how to do all that. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and go around to the pickup area. So here's a prime example of what I was talking about. So there's a trip update, and one of the stops was removed. It went from 3688 to 2137. And I can hit view trip details, and the mileage decreased by about 3 miles. And now it's only going to take me 13 minutes, so pretty good. So I'll hit continue, and got it. And yet another update, and it just got canceled. So maybe because I'm speaking this out, it's happening. I gotta quit. So another offer popped up for $32.89, 2 stops, so I would imagine this is a huge order. It's going to cover 16.9 miles. There's 39 items, of which there's 89 quantity. Trip got canceled again. That's crazy. Sometimes it goes in spurts like that. When I first started, I didn't have these issues. Matter of fact, I had a lot of pickup orders, but I don't know if that's an eligibility kind of thing. Let's see, there's another one. $8.40. I'll go ahead and accept that. It's a pickup order. It covers 4.3 miles. Supposedly it takes 28 minutes. Oh, great. It's an apartment. Hopefully it's not a second or third floor, because my knees. So anyway, we'll see if this one sticks. But yeah, it's a far cry from the 30 something dollar offers that I was getting, right? I mean, $8.40, but you know, you got to start somewhere. But like I was saying, when I first started, all I was doing was pickup, and then I got a shopping order. I was like, what the heck is a shopping? I thought this was just a delivery thing. And so I figured that out, and the resources in the app are very, very helpful and on how to do that. So if I do get a shopping order, I'll show you how that goes. So we're gonna head over to the pickup area. Going to Walmart to go shopping, it's best early in the morning because there's plenty of parking spaces close to the store, as well as anything usually after 8 o'clock in the evening. And for pickup and delivery, it seems like a real hot time is going to be between like 11 to 2, and then from like 3 to 6, because there are either people that have time to do online shopping, you know, during the lunch hour and before rush hour at the end of the day, but they don't want to, you know, stop and pick it up themselves. You know, they just want to have it delivered to their house. So here we are pulling into the pickup area, and this Walmart has, I think, 20, 24, 25 spots to park. So here we are, and it still shows, oh, okay. So I'm here, I confirm arrival, and then I pick my parking spot, which is number 7. And then you can see the status on the top where it's got not started, finding items, packing up, which is where it's currently at now. And then when it's ready, the app will make a sound ding, and you know when they'll be coming out. You'll also have to share a driver code, and they may come out and greet you by your name, because they'll see, you know, who the Spark driver is. And once you confirm the code, then there are barcodes for each customer that you'll have to scan, and I'll try to do my best. Okay, it shows that it's ready, so it should be coming out soon, and generally I get out to help them load. In this particular case, when you look at the app under label scanned, it shows one quantity, this is going to be easy. I don't know what it is. It could be huge. I could probably need to fold the back seat down. I don't know what it is. Or it could be one simple little thing I could put in the front seat. So we'll see what it is. And usually they're pretty responsive, but I've experienced where either one Walmart associate is bringing out all the different loads for the cars that are waiting in the parking area. I've seen as many as 6. So it really depends on how busy folks are. So we're just waiting.
Hi, what's the code?
2419.
All right.
Something little, yay.
Yeah, it's the only one that's ready.
I had a couple of $30-something orders come through, and they all canceled.
Yeah, they're not ready. We're like really far behind.
Yeah, okay, well thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
You too, stay dry. All right, so there it is. There's the code to scan. Start scanning. So it's scanned it. Swipe to done scanning. Have I checked for mislabels? Well, I don't know if there's any more. I'm going to trust that that's correct. And then you complete pickup. And then what you do is you hit start, and you can tap the navigate button, and it'll go to the navigation app of your choice. All right, here we go. One of the problems I have is with apartment complexes that I'm not familiar with. I don't know which building it is, and so I gotta hunt and look. So I was a long way away, but I completed that order. I found that I could just skip this screen, but if you want to, you can give some feedback and then just wait on another offer to come through. But while I do that, I go to the earnings tab, and you can see the $8.40 are right there. And I usually check my debit card, which in this case I use the one card to get all of my payments, and it deposits in there immediately. I just accepted another Walmart order, and it got canceled. Apparently the Walmart where I live has some associate issues where they either don't have enough people to fulfill the orders, or anyway, something's going on. But I guess fortunately I live in an area where I actually have 2 other Walmarts near me. They're about 15 to 20 minutes away. So that's what I did, is I accepted another Walmart order for 20-something bucks. So anyway, this is a pickup and drop off, and it's getting a little bit lighter so you can actually see me.
Continue on Texas 34 South for 14 miles.
Apparently the order went from 1 drop off to 2, so very interesting. We're gonna go ahead and get these delivered. It was like I was saying earlier, sometimes things change, and this actually changed right in the middle of whatever. Holy moly, why are they, I don't understand why some of these deliveries come from certain Walmarts, but I don't know, we'll see. This is like a city that's 2 cities away. I don't understand sometimes, but you know, if it pays, it pays, right? And always be wary of your navigation, because it can have you go down all kinds of stuff. So you just need to be very, very aware. If you're in an area that you're not familiar with, I wouldn't necessarily trust the navigation, because it's taken me down a muddy road, and I'll insert a clip of what that was like. But this is a front-wheel drive car, not a 4x4. And other times it's taken me to an open field and said, you've reached your destination. You know, I'm a fan of early mornings and in the evenings, because less traffic, a little bit better parking availability, and I don't know, that way it gives me during the day to do what I need to do with listing, checking my eBay store, helping Jen with Poshmark and Macari, which, oh, by the way, if you weren't familiar with, Macari is stopping buyer fees. Apparently they've just realized that it takes them kind of out of the competition with the other reselling sites. So it will be coming back to where the sellers are paying fees on Mercari again. So I don't know, we may be doing more on Mercari than we thought would be possible. So anyway, and then late at night, I generally stop the Spark driver thing around 10 o'clock. Earlier, if I just don't see any kind of action, why waste time? And that gives me an opportunity when I get home to address any sales that I've had, pack items, stuff like that, to ship out the next day. Which, by the way, I sold something last night, so I got to pack it up and take it to the post office this morning. It's Saturday morning, and our post office is open till noon, and so I need to get that done. And then, late at night is when I do all the YouTube stuff, right? Again, not for me, but for you guys, to keep you informed and up to date. Of course, I'm kidding. I'd love doing this. If there's any questions or whatever that you have, feel free to ask. I'm an open book. Got nothing to hide. So anyway, today's a special day because it is the Army-Navy football game. If you've been watching us for a while, you know that I graduated from West Point, so that is one of the very, very few football games I actually stop my day to watch. We're about less than a mile from our first stop, and this is typical. I live in a suburban, rural area, so I do a lot of deliveries to country settings, and it's kind of cool. You see just about everything. Animals, chickens, dogs, cats, cows. It would be an old single wide mobile home to McMansion. So some roads are better than others. The road I'm on right now is a blacktop, and it's relatively good. And if you have CarPlay or Android Drive or whatever it's called, that's very, very helpful. All right, I'm coming up to my spot. All right, first drop off done. I haven't told you this yet, but for other orders with alcohol or medicine, even if it's over the counter, Walmart requires you to verify that they're at least 21 years old. So you have to ask them for their driver's license to scan it. Otherwise, you cannot drop off their order.
Continue on.
That's actually happened to me before, where I had a whole bunch of bags in the back, and I had to carry it over. I mean, it was kind of a gravelly driveway, mud and all this stuff, and put it on a porch of a double wide mobile home. And the poor lady had left her purse in her other vehicle, which her husband had taken, and there were no other adults, nobody else with a driver's license or ID for me to scan. So I had to take all of that back to Walmart. So, there are instances like that where, yeah, you're gonna have some interactions with the customers, but a lot of the times you don't see them. You just put their order on their front door or at their garage door or wherever they stipulate. And you'll want to pay attention to the customer notes, particularly if you get out into an area that's rural and you don't know which building is their house or whatever.
In a quarter mile, turn left.
Or whatever the case is. They could say blue house, gray shutters, look for a yellow Volkswagen or something, and that's very helpful. I've never noticed a bunch of RV parks someday having an RV would be pretty cool. But there are times it's very hard to tell what the spots are in an RV lot. So you have to look for that little utility pole, and that usually has a number or whatever on there, so you know which one you need to drop off at. But again, it's very helpful when the customer can put down notes like it's this kind of RV, or it's this color, or there's this truck, or whatever that's there, color and all that kind of stuff. So that just makes delivering it easier, and it takes a few seconds for them to put those kind of details down. Other customers have been incredibly helpful, where they say, please do not take this county road or whatever, because it is completely muddy. Instead, take this
In a
road.
quarter mile.
Those are some of the things that you have to be aware of. And I know this is an awful
Turn
lot
right
of
on Farm to
information,
Market Road.
but I wanted to make sure that I kind of gave you a complete picture as to what Spark is. The other thing too is, the other thing that you have to be aware of is there are eligibility requirements for signing up for Spark. You have to have a clean driving record, right? I don't think you can have any kind of criminal history because you're dealing in goods, and they're trusting you to deliver the goods in great condition and care for their property and things like that. So once you pass those eligibility requirements, then they're going to look at, are there slots available in the area that you're signing up for. And it could be a wait. I had mentioned before that it took about 4 months of waiting after I passed the background checks and all that kind of stuff. And once I got going, boy, it's just been a great way to, again, augment the income that we're still yet away from achieving our goals for online reselling. So anyway,
You have arrived.
I have arrived. Scan our little order. Alright, back at Walmart. This is a small order also. Looks like quantity of 8. I think it was only like $7 something. Yeah, it shows it's ready.
How you doing today? Doing good, sir. How are you? Yeah. We're having to still wake up. Yeah, me too. Yeah. All set, bud.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sir, you have a good day.
You too, stay dry. It's interesting, on the Walmart app it'll say stay in your vehicle to facilitate the Walmart associate loading up your car. Like, well, they need help. Anyway, there's a lot to this, as you'll figure out if you do decide to sign up. And all right, we're gonna go deliver this one. Yep, delivering to this customer. They live on a hard-packed dirt road. It's muddy. Jennifer's gonna be real happy with me because she just washed the car. I was like, why wash the car? It's gonna be raining. She goes, you still have to wash it anyway. It's filthy. All right, it's 8:30 and I'm in a kind of a dead spot here, waiting for that app to update my earnings. Yeah, I guess depending on your service provider and what coverage they have, it's kind of important. So right now it's showing that I'm in an LTE area with maybe 1 bar. All right, well, I'm gonna head home. I've been at this, well, I turned the Spark app on before 6 a.m. I didn't get my first order until 6:45, and it is now 8:35. I just finished that delivery, and I'll just do kind of a wrap up. So to wrap up this Spark video, which by the way, I worked really, really hard at it. There was a lot of video clips, screenshots, and phone screen recordings that I included in here. So hopefully it was overall encompassing informative, and flowed very well. In terms of the total number of trips for the day, we had about 6, of which 3 were canceled, as you saw. That left 3 completed trips. And it looks like it's around $35, $36. Now, that's not all that great considering that on the Stride app, which tracks my mileage as well as my time, it shows me that I have a deduction of $47.07. And that's attributed to 70.26 miles, okay, and a drive time of 2 hours and 53 minutes and 36 seconds. Now, I start the Stride app when I get my first order and I start that trip. And I stop the tracking when I get home. So my completed trip could be, 15 miles away or whatever from home. And so I want to maximize. The only reason why I'm out is to do Spark. And so I finish Spark when I get home. And so the 47 compared to the 35, 36 earnings for the day, I should be getting some tax money back when I do file taxes. Now, the last thing I want to do is kind of show you my earnings over the period of time that I've done Spark. And you can see that first week, October 7th, I had $203.08. And when you look at, how many trips was that, you can actually tap on it and it gives you the daily earnings breakdown. So it shows you, what I made for each day that I worked. And when you click up top, it'll show you like your total earnings as well as your trips. Now, if you go to the highest earnings that I had, you can see that I basically sparked every day. And then from the weekly breakdown, you can see that I had $173 in tips and $120 in incentives. And those incentives are going to be where you complete so many trips, depending on what that parameter is, that you'll be able to hit additional money. So this is a good side gig, and you can work whatever you want. Of course, it's when the stores are open, right? I'm going to do another one in the future on a shopping trip and show you what that entails. So it's kind of tough to be filming all the time just to capture the right moments. This is part of our journey in the Tale of Two Thrifters. Again, we're trying to get to the point where online reselling is able to provide us a full-time income. But until then, we got to hustle. We got to do side gigs. And this has proven to be a pretty good side gig. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you're planning on signing up for Spark, I will put my referral code in the description box below. And help a brother out, I help you out. So anyway, that is it. And until next time, keep thrifting and sparking. Bye.